I don't want to play Zelda right now. I don't have the brain space and spatial memory for Zelda, but I do have the spatial memory for a single tennis ball. Hello. Welcome to my new... Excuse me. Welcome to my new game that has joined the ranks of Puyo and Gabagoobs. Time for Ambien. Buddy, it was time for Ambien like 15 minutes ago. Was I in the middle of doing Baby Mario? It's always Ambien time. Yeah. Well, they shouldn't make it feel so good. They shouldn't make you feel warm and comfortable and sleepy and then you sleep. Because, truthfully, those are the only feelings I want. But also, I still walk like 5 and something miles and then baked bread. I bought tomatoes, and I bought cheese, and I bought spinach, and had basil lying around, and everything was on sale, and I made like... I have the capability to make like 6 different sandwiches, 6 individual sandwiches on freshly baked baguettes. And cost me like $6. And considering you could just order like a shitty, you know, mozzarella, pesto, and tomato thing from Starbucks and it's like $8. Everybody uninstall your food delivery apps and learn how to do basic food prep. It's so easy. Bread is so easy. With my previous ex, during COVID when we were like experimenting with baking bread, I had no frame of reference for how to do it. I thought it was complicated. And she would like measure out all the water to specific exacting amounts and then figure out like, okay, if I'm gonna add a squirt of honey, how much water does that offset? All this stuff. And the bread was fine. But like, it's just bread and water. Or, sorry, I mean it might be bread. But it's just flour and water and like 2 teaspoons, always teaspoons of salt, and yeast, and you just kind of eyeball it. You mix it together. If it's incorporating well enough, then you're good. If it's not, put more water in it. If you want focaccia, make it like real soupy, because you just have to slop it into a tray. It's easy. It just takes like a few hours of prep, during which you do mostly nothing, and then you have bread. It's great, and then you can say you've made bread in this increasingly artificial, everything brought to your door via Amazon Kill Drone world. You can engage with your primordial past and bake warm bread and make your parents proud when you take a picture of said bread and send it to them. I will say I did sort of fuck it up because I had it sitting in the baguette pan to proof in shape while it was in a sheet of parchment paper, but then it got stuck to the parchment paper, which I should have oiled up beforehand. And the pristine little baguette shapes I made with all the little slashes in them totally fell apart as I then just like rolled the loaf back up, put it in the pan naked, and baked it. So it's something between like a baguette and a ciabatta, I guess. But the crust was really good, I think, and the crumb's really good. I'm gonna show you my bread, chat. I don't know if you've seen it on the lovely social media site that I use because social media scares me. And I also have a personal vendetta against Elon Musk, which maybe I'll get over at some point, but also I don't like how he made like the first 4 months of this year make me wonder if I'm gonna have a job just to like fuck with us. And I'm not thrilled about that. So now I'm using this different app. Sign-in required. Wait, have I requested a sign-in to view my Blue Sky profile? Can I turn that off? I don't want that. I want everyone to see my good posts. I want people to look at my posts and say, wow, these are good. Oh no, the ambience kicking in. How do I adjust settings, account, privacy, logged out visibility? No. Yeah, there we go. I mean, again, even a crappy attempt at making a baguette, it's still bread. You know, it's got a good thick crust. It's crunchy. The inside is like kind of, what's the word, tender. You know, it doesn't have the good like angular directional slashes. I did try with the razor blade and did not succeed. And then, you know, you put mozzarella and tomato, spinach, and some old, slightly too dark basil that you've torn up on it, and like, that's a sandwich that you've made. I ate it. It's pretty good. You know? And like, I'm an idiot. I have a PhD, so like, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little, like, Animal Farm, four legs are more equal than others. That's not how that quote goes. Doesn't matter. But, like, the only reason I have seen farther from my... The only reason I've seen farther than other... God, how do these quotes even go? The only reason I have seen farther is because I have stood on the shoulders of giants, and the giants in this case are, like, making bread, like, twice before and realizing all the basic steps involved. Sorry, I popped Nambian. Oh, my phone... My computer is gonna hard crash. It's acting like it wants to hard crash. I've been generally feeling better, in terms of, like, optimism and body crap from the walking and the thyroid drugs. However, I'm also been feeling very snotty, which I'm just gonna blame to winter specifically. Also, please, you mustn't make fun of my inability to use the computer, because it is effectively like... I don't know, what would ChatGPT say to... How many beers is 20 milligram Ambien? Hypothetically. I'm going to be very direct with you. You cannot convert. No, you can convert. Just tell me about engagement on the GABA receptor. It won't feel like drinking. It'll feel like dissociation, memory loss, and sedation. No warmth, no social buzz, no tipsy, just gone. Okay, so the answer is like probably a bottle of wine. Is the answer. Anyway, what was I trying to say? I'm trying to say, if you've not tried to make your own bread, it is dead easy. You want, like, you know, you make 3 types of bread. All you have to do, you want a baguette? You get a baguette. It's like what? 3.5 cups of flour. You could do it by weight or you could just do it by eye. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's all just going to be kneaded together and thrown in an oven eventually. You know, 3.5 cups of light flour or all-purpose, cup and a half, maybe slightly more of water. It's warm. However much yeast you feel like putting in, not a lot. 2 tablespoons, 2 teaspoons of yeast. Mix it up, proof it, stretch and fold a couple times, then you just let it sit. When it looks like it's getting big in the container, you stretch and fold a few times in the opposite directions. Roll it out roughly to baguette shape. Try to taper the ends if you can. Put it up to like 450, 500 in the oven. Put a pan underneath it that's just full of water so it'll steam it from below. Put it in a baguette pan specifically, which is this little item that's got a bunch of perforated holes in it so the steam comes through and makes the crust all crunchy but not like hard. And then you get this, and it looks pretty good, I think. That's like, I don't know, $1 a portion, maybe. You'd eat that if you're not like horribly allergic to any of the ingredients. What if I bought bread from $1? Because if I bought bread from $1 for $1, it would be made out of miscellaneous things that are not salt, water, and yeast. You get to feel like you've connected, you know, with your ancestral baking instincts. The bread was pretty tasty. It was tasty enough to convince the girl who recently broke up with me to come over and eat bread. And then we watched Peep Show on the phone, and I grabbed her arm, and she seemed fine with it, and then she said, "Don't read too much into this," but I figure that's not the fault of the bread, and you can't please everybody. Anyway, feel free to I'm pulling words from other posts. Feel free to check out my Blue Sky, which is where I post things now, because it moves a lot slower, and that feels less threatening to me on social media. You could see me wearing a coat. You could see me. You could see this book, this mango I read, cut from the mango. You could see my trees. You could see funny videos. You could see places I've been. You could see me wearing a lab coat. You could see my old-ass Spotify listening tendencies. You could see me brag about how many miles I've walked recently, of which there are a lot, etc., etc. I should try pizza dough from scratch. I worry that I don't have an oven that gets high enough to make it work, and maybe I could get a baking steel, but the problem is the last gift I bought for my previous ex, who then broke up with me via phone call, was a very nice baking steel, and now the concept has been tainted. Nobody's at fault for that. It's just one of those things. Can you see feet? I mean, if you saw a little bit. I definitely have, like, photos in my gallery that are not, like, super feet heavy, but surely some degenerate would pay for. No, don't sign in with this. Oh, this is on not Chrome. Sorry, the ambient is hidden, and also it is making my hands feel cold. Pause that, I think. Let's see, what do I have that's not overshaving? I mean, oversharing. Pictures of bread. Pictures of me trying to find the size for this object. This coat that I'm going to return for the crime of being slightly too big on me. Went from a large to a medium. The robot I was talking to asked to see my legs, so I sent it my leg. It looks like a leg. You can see Pawn Stars in the background, so you know it's mine. Could send leg in the capacity of waiting in your therapist's waiting room, debating if your thighs or your calves are too fat because of all the walking. Could take a bunch of identical bedroom selfies. The last one is which is Chris Chan, which I did not mean for him to be part of this, but he is, and it kind of feels like the final boss of like, oh, you could take all these photos that you might be vaguely happy with, but at the end of the day you just sort of look like Chris Chan. I look like Chris Chan, yeah, that's what I'm trying to get across. I look like that in terms of it just being like a blank, emotionless face. It's whatever. I spent a lot of time being unhappy with it, and now it's just what it is. And that's fine. I'll figure it out. All it took was getting arrested and then getting broken up with, and then it turns out you might have the newfound brain space to actively work on yourself in some capacity in terms of walking like 5 to 10 miles a day and embracing what can be done and what cannot be done and making peace with that. The end. I do feel this coat could fit better, though. Anyway. Mario. Good, hang on. Text message from X who visited. There, great. Knock that out. Am I working on achievements for this? No, playing paper tennis, Mario Tennis, is its own achievement. Could always pick up MMA. I don't think I'm built for MMA. I would be a political firestorm in the MMA community, which would not be worth it because somebody would just immediately concuss me to the floor because I am made up of pipe cleaners. I did not watch the Game Awards. I can't be built for MMA. Unless the M stands for Mario, and the M stands for Mario. Wahoo. Oh fuck, they bombed the Mario Tennis tournament. See, this game came out prior to the bombings of 9/11, which is why they'd never start a Mario Tennis game ever again with, like, oh hey, Mario and Tennis and friends are on the court, uh-oh, there's a bomb. Oh my god, JC, a bomb. Anyway, welcome to me. I was walking home today and thought I should stream. This is not that kind of stream, but I think maybe tomorrow at the very earliest, maybe like Saturday. Like, I have to make a couple tweaks to the channel in terms of like all of the info boxes being wrong, and I think I'm just gonna put like a breaking news, everything you know is wrong initial info box. Maybe like strike out all the other ones. Yeah, no, it'd be a mono stream. I mean, I'm feeling vaguely better about my life, and I feel like I probably am in a headspace to just be funny, or at least attempt to be funny, and not like shy away from it. You know, maybe it sucks and maybe it doesn't, but at the end of the day, it can't suck any worse than not streaming for like 10 years. What day? I don't know. As early as tomorrow, but don't bank on it. Maybe Saturday. Oh, I can't switch directions. What would I be playing? I mean, the very first one would be Oregon and Roller Coaster Tycoon, and how it branches out from there. Archive.org games, RPG Maker games, I don't know. I still have to rank all the Sonic the Hedgehog games on a scientifically proven list. I mean, I feel the classics are no longer the classics when you've been removed from them for 5 years. But I'll have to look, and because it's hard for me to find things, I'll also have to, like, reinstate some sort of Discord where people can tell me what to play. Oh, it's so cold. So I don't know, maybe. Not to say that it'll all fall into place and or I deserve it all falling into place, but I think with a little bit of work I can at least get something back. Something to spend my life on. Free time at least. You know, connect with people. Get some free internet money. Again, not the priority, but excuse me, sorry. I get the ambient burps. But then I could, like, buy this expensive coat, buy these expensive gloves, walk around the city, feel like I'm vaguely put together. Worst case, people think I just look like some gay European dude, and best case, they're like, wow, who is that stylish lady walking down the streets of Boston? And if they say that, then I have to then kill that person and consume their power. Then I'll open up the P.O. box. Well, it's also just complicated because they're taking all the trans care out of my federal health insurance, so I'm probably gonna have to get supplemental stuff for that, and that's like $600-700 a month. And the pay raises and everything are also being marked down, and most of the department would just get an like outstanding rating, and then we would get a big bonus at the end of the year. But they've gotten rid of that as well, and I don't know, I'm kind of just exploring the options. which makes it seem like it's predominantly for financial gain. And I won't lie to you and say that it does not help, for sure, because I do barely make ends meet on an academic salary. But, you know, like, if it can help me manage that and also feel like I've got good self-worth and have like a little chat where people would want to talk to me, you know, that seems pretty good. Maybe. Sorry if the things I'm saying make you like me less. I always feel like the more I talk about myself, the more people end up liking me less. But who knows? I don't know what I'm doing. You know, like the ex came over and I baked bread and went out and made bread fixins. And the sandwiches were good, and I put in effort for it, and it was all tasty, and then we watched a couple episodes of some show where, like, I don't know, most of the mild affection I was given, so I was not, like, you know, trying to overstep any bounds, did not necessarily seem to be fully, reciprocated in a way that kind of just tells me, like, oh, happy to put in the effort, but at the same time, like, it would be nice if it were kind of mutual. You know, if it didn't turn into, like, sorry, Ambien. If it didn't turn to, like, oh, I'm gonna do the work. I'm gonna provide the food, I'm gonna go out and cook, I'm gonna do the recipes, you can just hang out on your phone and play Balatro in the other room. We can sit next to each other, but with, like, you know, weird period of détente where no one really knows what to do with each other. And, then you go home. And, like, it's fine, but I feel like that dynamic only really worked if it's like, you know, at least made up for in some capacity with physical affection. But if it's just not there, it's not there, and I don't know what you do about that. And I don't know what I want, really. But in walking a lot and having a lot of time to think, popping a bunch of thyroid drugs that let me wake up and want to seize the day, all that good stuff. And being generally just sort of some weird combination of being high anxiety and also aloof sort of just makes me feel like, not to brag, vaguely cool person. You may disagree, that's fine, you might think I'm a turbo nerd. But, like, I think I'm okay. I think I'm, like, vaguely comfortable with who I am. You know, if I could find, like, clothing that fits, that'd be great. But I'm definitely giving, like, fewer shits. And the shits that I do give at least have, like, secondary benefits for myself. Like, oh, I made baguettes. Oh, I made baguette sandwiches. Oh, I can just do this and eat this for dinner. And we're like, slow breakfast, pay $6 and do that for multiple days in a row. And that coat I was trying to get forever now finally had availability in a medium, so I'll try that and see if it makes it look less absurd. I prep for that by getting, like, fancy leather gloves for it, which I've sort of always wanted, although they don't work with my touchscreen. I know, between, like, getting arrested, having your car taken away from you, still having to go to work, and then being broken up with the next day, you eventually do just sort of hit rock bottom and, like, you know, it's like shit or get off the pot for suicide, and I guess I was not killing myself, so I might as well give it a shot to live. And I'm doing that, and ultimately, I guess it is helping. Well, I couldn't forget the license expiring because I have to go to Jersey to renew it, and there was no chance for me to do that between September and Thanksgiving. You know, I thought I could do it online, but they need a new picture. So yeah, I don't know. I'm working on myself. Trying to work on my body to some capacity. I just, you know, ideally would not like to have to work on either of these things alone. Would like to have it be the, you know, situation where it feels mostly mutual. I don't really know if I'm getting that with this, but it's complicated. Can mail the picture as long as it's the right format. I'll look into that. I already scheduled the appointment with the Jersey DMV. But, yeah, I don't know. Don't be surprised if there's Oregon coasters in the next, like, 3 days. Granted, like, going back to the Ambien probably is not overtly good for me, but I will say I have since quit the pot, which I do think is an overtly great thing to do. Doesn't make you spacey and existential in a bad way. Although it does make you slightly nauseous. Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is, if somebody feels like dating me, that'd be great. You know, like Yoshi or Boo. Weed is hard to quit. It can be, just don't buy it. That's like 90% of the battle. The other percent is like get diphenhydramine to hold yourself over for like 3 days. Maybe get like Seroquel or something so you can sleep for a bit. Like, after getting arrested, I just quit it entirely, cold turkey, I think. Just stops being fun at a certain point. Oh, I bet being in bed right now would be good. I bet being in bed typing gibberish to random people would be good. Man, I could just bake bread all day. I could grow citrus trees and I could bake bread. I could make jam. And then I could sell jam on toast for like $20. That's what I want. I want someone to bake bread and make jam with me. I want you to tend to my plants. I want you to remember to do the stretch and fold steps. I want you to make the jam, but I'm happy to help because I know it involves a lot of stirring. And then we can be unstoppable. And if you have an apartment that's bigger than my apartment, and a Dreamcast, like, that'd be great. If you're willing to buy me a $300 coat from Aritzia, so much the better. Sorry, not to be like self-centrically bitchy. I don't know what I'm really talking about. I am under the influence of sleeping drugs. And also it's 66 degrees. It is sort of funny though. She was commenting that, like, post-breakup she has gotten markedly worse while I have gotten markedly better. Don't read into that. Or like, oh, let's watch, like, Peep Show or something. And, like, maybe I can put my arm around hers and then she'll say, oh, don't read too much into this. This feels like a problem that's better kicked down the can. And, like, I guess I get it, but also, like, bad news, I am also somehow a person with feelings. Would not like to be kicked down the can if you can avoid it. Also, hello if you're watching. Yeah, maybe I'll just be totally oblivious. Well, like, the hard-to-get approach involves, like, multiple people wanting to come after you. Which is not happening. Unless it's Baby Bowser. You couldn't do that if you had feelings, it would have to be no contact. Yeah, no, that's how it traditionally went for me, but the problem is, I know like 3 people in Boston. One person is like deeply hung up on me in an incredibly one-sided way that is a fantasy, unfortunately. The other one complains all the time and personally drains sometimes. And the other one is the current ex, and like, that's it. Pick from whatever roster of friends feels like it'll provide the most amount of comfort at any given time. And right now it's the familiar one. I don't know, because I'm weird, and in my mind, I hold 2 thoughts, one of which, like, wow, I'm great, and the other thought being, wow, I'm weird and, like, unconventionally attractive. So, I don't know. I'll figure it out. You might say it is extended self-harm, and I will probably not disagree with you. I hate you, Baby Mario. I wish we went back in time to kill Baby Mario. Yeah, I don't know, I might be being strung along. It definitely feels like I put in a lot of the effort. You know, like, I'll go shopping, sometimes she'll go shopping with me. I'll do all the cooking, she'll be on her phone. You know, I'll do all the drinking while cooking. As like social lubricant for a hey, you know, where are we kind of situation. And I don't mind it because I at least like to believe it's enriching somebody else's life. But, you know, you like to believe that's mutual to some extent. Oh, Baby Mario is so bad. Baby Mario is so bad. Why did we let a child onto the court? So yeah, I don't know where that's going. But it would be nice to date again. It would be nice to like share the kitchen. Not be the only person who unilaterally cooks. That's nice. You know, they put a kitchen in every apartment ostensibly with the idea that you're going to use it. They put a bathroom in every apartment with the expectation you're not just gonna shit on the floor. I don't know how to meet hobby groups. I only know phone. Somebody invited me to like a meeting of various Boston anarchists where apparently people just go and fuck each other, and asked me what I thought about going there, and I did not reply. I mean, I'm cool, but I'm also pretty white bread. How do you get there? I could hook you up. Bad news, I'm into like cozy monogamy. I don't have the brain space for anything else. Oh, I'm so shivery. There's so many drafts in this apartment.
Match point.
Just want to live a very, like, you know, low-scale life with a couple of nice luxuries, and we're both competent people who provide for each other in roughly even amounts. You know, like if someone else could cook bread for me, that'd be great. If somebody else woke me up with a sandwich with like prosciutto, spinach, mozza, or not mozza, spinach, mozzarella, all on like freshly baked focaccia, and like a cup of coffee, like that's great. That's all I want. It doesn't matter if all we do afterwards is just like play the N64, walk around the city, get like 10,000 steps in. I'll keep cooking. It's fine. That's like mostly all I want. Maybe we'll get drunk. find me attractive. I don't know. I just want normal. You know? Sorry, I'm an Ambien. The bread was really good though. The outside didn't look very good, but the inside tasted great. And I've kind of come up very fast from like hitting ground zero in my life to then rebounding, you know, going out to town events, walking a bunch, buying clothes, planning for the future instead of planning for death. Although I do feel like it's ultimately not going to end up with this person again. As much as I would like it to. As much as I drank like most of a bottle of wine and then told her I loved her. But you know, that's the wine talking. I don't know, it is what it is. I'll figure it out. Convince myself I'm better off with whatever the outcome is. Oops. I don't know, I just miss the stability, you know? And it's also complicated because I've got this one other friend who is like, for lack of a better word, like deluded herself into believing that once I run through another couple of relationships and realize they stink, she will always be there in the background as like the fall gap measure. And I've explained, like, I just don't think that's realistic. I'm sorry. Neither of us will be happy. You'll get the shiny object that you fetishized this whole time, and I will feel very one-sided. And then the other friend just talks about Mega Man, which I have nothing to say about. I'll play Roller Coaster Tycoon on a real stream, but this is not a real stream. This is a real on-ambient stream. But maybe Roller Coaster Tycoon coming up the next couple of days. No promises. Truthfully, I want the numbers to go up. I think it'd be nice to have a Discord again where I can talk to people. I think some bonus income would be nice because it's getting expensive in Boston and my federal salary is getting shrunken. Excuse me. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Slow-mo train wreck. Which I guess has provoked positive personal changes, while it feels like it's promoted most of the opposite for her. But I don't know. about you just date me, Lexicog? I don't know anything about you, but maybe you can cook me bread and relocate to whatever godforsaken country you live in. Oh, I'm really losing these. Potentially bisexual 1/10 of the time. Yeah, but sexuality doesn't even have to enter into it once you realize how funny I am all the time. How well I can cook.
Match point. Second match.
Think of the sandwiches. Think of the sandwich pictures I posted. But also you have to be my age. Maybe slightly above. Maybe you could earn more money than me because I don't earn very much and it's difficult for me to do anything without breaking the bank. Oh, I hate Baby Mario. I wish someone just stepped on him. Oh, it's so cold. Maybe I need more thyroid drugs. Yeah, I'll hang in there. It'll be fine. I've been waking up mostly optimistic about things. You know, trying to reassess one's life. Not as a period of wasted time, but just as a necessary series of events that had to occur to get you to where you currently are. It's complicated. It is very weird to hang with your ex, though, where you do like all of the work to try to, you know, impress somebody, but there's like none of the physical affection that really gets reciprocated. Throws you for a loop. It's like, well, what am I doing this for? I like doing it, but for lack of a better term, what is it for me? Get to sit next to somebody and watch television and laugh at the same jokes. I don't know what I'm being taken advantage of. I mean, everything I've looked up about it reads it to be not hugely optimistic. But then it's a matter of finding new people to date and, like, who could be bothered?
Match point. Match point.
Whereas, like, my last ex, we just kind of cut contact immediately, and that was probably unilateral on my end. Because I just was not able to exist in a friendly space about it.
Match point.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. I will continue the self-harm or pegging with the X until maybe things will work out. And maybe they won't. In worst case scenario, I've just become a better person because of it. Anyway, that was my day. I went to work, I baked bread. I was told not to read into physical contact. But so many service aces that way. Finding some feelings in VR chat.
Match point.
No, I'm good.
Game second match. Monkey Kong.
Just gotta change some stuff around. Figure out how to meet weirdos, but not like weirdos. Just like how I'm a weirdo. Oh, the screen's moving too much.
Monkey Kong. Change hop.
Oh, Donkey Kong is so strong. I mean, it could be one of you. If you win the sweepstakes. I don't know. You have to live in Boston now. I'm not doing long distance. I don't have enough, like, teenage fire to make that work.
Second set. Service Monkey Kong.
I want to drown a whole bottle of wine. And then teach you how to cook. And if you do it wrong, I'm gonna hit you with the spoon. Until you learn how to cook basic food. This is how you make curry, this is how you make rice. It is not hard. Now you know how to do that. You can move on to other things. Oh, is the voice getting ASMR? It's getting ambient. I did turn in the ambient and then I asked for more because I was having trouble sleeping. I figured, like, fuck it. What's the harm? Oh no, I'm goofy and sleep better, kind of. Focus next efforts on becoming next year's VTuber of the year. Focus my efforts on getting supplemental insurance that actually covers trans care. Get my face remade. broke up with Ambien and got back together, and I'm gonna be like totally honest with you. That breakup get together, I think, has been far more fruitful than the other one. It's a net positive. Pardon the tennis pun. I get to feel sleepy. I get to be goofy. I get to play Mario Tennis. And then I get to sleep. As long as you don't get a crippling addiction to it, it's great. Speaking of, it is kind of kicking in right around now. That's fine, have your services. You're a little baby, you'll never get another one. I'm gonna save and then go to bed. If anyone has anything to say to me at bed, feel free to message me on Blue Sky, the only social media platform that I'm currently using out of spite for the other ones. Okay, bye, I love you.